Hello there YouTube, this is California Wilderness here, back again with the modified and revised SOS survival vest. I spent days and days thinking about it. Earlier today I shot the video explaining how it was when I received it, which I had left it like that, and I just spent the last 2 hours going over it, going through my stuff, what I had lying around, and deciding what I was going to put into this vest to be a bug out vest. It'd be my bug out gear, which I did buy a harness for, and then I got this, and I thought this would work out so much better so I wouldn't have a harness carrying gear, because also the ease of wearing a pack on the back of this if I also carried a bug out bag. Now, I did revise the essentials that I would carry with this. I will say the sheltering stayed exactly the same, except for one key part. I put paracord instead of that nylon cord that was in there. This is very important. I put 25 feet, just about exactly, of paracord, which means technically I had well over 200 feet of good cord in there, because it breaks into 7 ender strands, and when it's all together at one length of cordage, it is 550-pound test, so they say. So it's just really great, and it works a lot better than the plain nylon cordage that was in there that was real cheap. Anyways, this video is definitely going to be more than one parts. I don't know how many, because I'm just going to record it directly from my webcam, so bear with me on this. Okay, first thing I know you'll probably notice is my Glock Factory field knife. Now, I ordered this from Cheaper and Dirt a while back, and I put it through what I call the hell test, and I love it. I enjoy it. The only mark that actually came on the blade was at the very tip, and at one point there was an accident with this smashing into, about right there on the blade, into a metal fire pit, and it left not a single mark. In fact, the blade just needs a bit of touching up on the sharpening, and it is good as new. So I carry this right on the outside or right on my belt, whatever I decide at the time. Now, starting with the left hand side, I have on a little mini clip here just a couple items. First of all, the P38 can opener, a Coleman's Dones Bar fire striker with magnesium block, and a miniature version of my pocket fishing kit. Now, just very quickly, I'm not going to open it up and really go through it. I'm just going to look into it and remember what I put in here. I put a handful of hooks, some split shot, a gummy, a spinner, and a spoon. The assortment of things that work out really well in the areas that I would bug out to. Now, I'll explain those areas a bit later when I go over my geocaches, which I'm getting ready to work on setting up. Those I'll explain later on in a different video. Anyways, that goes right here. I hope you bear with me on this video, because I'm going to be putting everything back since I just spent 2 hours doing it, and right now it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to have to redo this right now. Okay, right next to it I carry my Sylvia compass and my signal mirror, both on a string for quick and easy access, easily removable. Below this, still on my left side, I still have my 2 smoke grenades and my match container, only I replace this with, since this is a waterproof case, Strike Anywhere matches. They are brand new, so expiration date will not be a worry. Now, something I left in here just to make a comment about is I checked the expiration date on this, and it has well been expired for quite some time. It expired actually in '95, so this is well past its expiration date, and I wanted to leave this in this video so you guys would tell me about what you thought about that. I'm still not going to rely on it. I'm going to replace it with some, I wouldn't call food rations, but things like top ramen or something that's very simple and cheap for me to switch out as time goes on. So that will be here, at least 2 packets of top ramen for the time being, because right now, amongst everybody else, I'm suffering from the money. Okay, going to my right side, the very top, is my multi-tool that I received from my mother from working at Tiger. Now, this is a great, sturdy, very strong, but very simple multi-tool. Love it, enjoy it. It would never get rid of it. You can always use a good multi-tool to go with your knife. Tools are the greatest. Next to that, I put my 2 meteor flares. Now, the reason I put them there is, for one, ease of access, and 2, it was a lot more secure in this front pocket than it was on the inside. The inside was loose and jiggling around. Here it's a very secure and very snug fit. In fact, I had some trouble getting it in the first place, and I'm having a bit of trouble right now. Those fit in there extremely snug. Next pocket on its own is my whistle. The reason it's on its own is that way I don't have trouble getting it out with other things banging around next to it. Because if you have to signal someone, you want to do it quickly. You don't want to fiddle around with all your other stuff. Below that, I have a revised medical kit that contains everything from the first kit, which contained an X-Acto knife that was sterile wipes, bandages, gauze pads, a unsterile triangular bandage which would be used just to either as a sling, to hold a bandage to yourself, whatever. It comes with safety pins and plenty of other little doodads and things. So perhaps I'll go over that later. Okay. Next is I carry what I know is very controversial, but a Altoid survival tent which has some of the little doodads and backups just in case, because God forbid if I fall in the water, I want to have some backups. In here are a few strike anywhere matches for quick access so I don't have to break into my good ones. A couple of simple arrowheads, a needle with a very heavy fishing line wrapped around it for repairs, a wire saw, the bar off of the Doan's bar but without the magnesium block, and 6 9-inch black steel leaders. I almost called 12-inch, but they're 9-inch. All packed together in this Altoid kit, which is just as a redundancy. Just a few simple things. That way, if I want to break into my matches, I get out of here. If I want to get one of those, steel leaders or something to fish with a plain hook, I can get it from there. Just whatever I want to get as a redundancy. Below this, I have what I would call that simple canteen. Okay, so I washed out, and I wouldn't necessarily fill it up because I wouldn't want the water going bad. But packed with it, I have the portable aqua purifying taps. One purifies the water. And the second one gets rid of the taste and the color of the water, because we all know how it looks like and what it tastes like if you don't get rid of it. Trust me, you want a bit of comfort. On the inside, there's not too much. I attached to one of these little straps my emergency strobe. Now, I will assume that this is waterproof based on its design, but I haven't tested that yet, and I'm hoping to put myself through this test when I actually go camping, so you guys will get to see that. Below it, I actually have nothing yet in the pocket. The pocket is empty because that food took up a huge amount of space here and it was really bulky. So I will have one food ration in the front and one food ration of the type in the back. Probably just something simple like top ramen. On the other side, I only have one item in the pocket. And it is that Ziploc bag that has 2 fire gels and the 2 emergency candles. Now the fire gels do work. Thank God I got plenty of them, but I'm only going to carry 2 on me and 2 candles. Now this just is a survival SOS bag, or a survival SOS vest, or as we call it, a bug out gear. So this does not have to rely over a very long period of time. It is just your first layer of protection. As I want to quote Analytical Survival and GM, your first layer of protection, or your last layer of protection is what you want to work on first. This is my last layer of protection. This is something I'd always have on me during a bug out situation. This would be strapped to me on a bug out situation. If I ditch my pack, I'd be okay with this. If I had to ditch my vehicle, I'd still be okay with this, because this is my last layer of protection. Something I can rely on, and something I don't have to worry about failing, because I'm going to be putting this to tried and tested situations. Okay, amazingly I've made this shorter than the other video, probably because I'm hyped up on some caffeine right now, but I'm going to catch some C's. I hope to see you guys later on today, not tomorrow, but today. And you guys have any comments or questions, please post them up. Feel free to start a conversation nicely about these day trek rations and what you guys think of them. I'm still not going to rely on them because it's past expiration date, but still, feel free to talk about it. Keep it simple, keep it clean. This is California Wilderness. Good morning, YouTube.